Hi again, YouTubers. It's Mike. I've only got a couple videos out, and they're not too serious, but this one I kind of want to be serious. Many of you may or may not know that the National Suicide Awareness and Prevention Week just passed. It was September 9th through the 15th here in the U.S. This is a pretty important thing for me. I'm not proud to admit it, but I am a survivor of suicide. I'll admit it, I attempted it once a while back. Stupidest thing I could have ever done. But luckily the people at the time that surrounded me recognized the cry for help and did what they needed to do. So in this video what I want to do is I want to just make you all kind of aware of some of the facts, at least in the US. I can't speak for the whole world, but here in the US I can give you some facts, and hopefully it'll raise your knowledge and your understanding of, maybe not necessarily your understanding, but it'll raise your knowledge on the whole subject and make you more aware of what to look for and the signs of somebody crying out for help, because that's really what it is. As I said, Suicide Awareness and Prevention Week was September 9th through the 15th. In the US and in some European countries, there is a program. It's called the Yellow Ribbon Project. I was part of it for a little while in middle school and throughout high school. They offer so many different things: support for survivors, guidance, learning opportunities, speakers, presentations, you name it, it's there. I'm gonna leave the link in the display box, or the box underneath the video, whatever it's called. I don't know, the info box. But as far as the facts go, here's some facts. Every year, nearly 30,000 Americans commit suicide, and many who attempt it, they never seek professional care. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I'm actually reading these off my computer screen here, so bear with me. There are twice as many deaths due to suicide than there are of HIV or AIDS. Between the years of 1952 and 1995, suicide in young adults nearly tripled, and over half of all the suicides that occur in adult men ages 25 to 65. Surprisingly enough, in the month prior to their suicide, 75%, yes, I said 75%, of elderly persons had visited a physician. That in itself is sad. You would think as a physician or a doctor or whatever you want to call it, you would be able to recognize the signs. That says a lot. In the US, suicide rates are the highest in spring, and over half of all suicides are completed with a firearm. Now, I'm not saying take away the right to bear arms or anything like that. Just look for the signs. They're really not hard to miss. For young people 15 to 24 years of age, suicide is the third leading cause of death. And suicide rates among the elderly are the highest for those who are divorced or widowed. 15% of those who are clinically depressed die by suicide. There are an estimated 8 to 25 attempt suicides to one completion. The highest suicide rate is among men over 85 years old, 65 per 100,000 persons. 1 in 65,000 children ages 10 to 14 commit suicide each year. Substance abuse is a risk factor. The strongest risk factor for suicide is depression. Now, depression is a whole nother story, possibly a whole nother vlog, but I'm not really going to get into it right now, because, yeah. By 2010, which obviously is already passed, depression will be the #1 disability in the world, and that's according to the World Health Organization. And according to the CDC, in 2004, 32,439 people died by suicide. Suicide is the 11th leading cause of death in the U.S. Homicide, or murder, is the 15th. Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death for 15 to 24-year-old Americans. It is estimated that there are at least 4.5 million survivors in this country. There are. An average of one person dies by suicide every 16.2 minutes. And there are 4 male suicides for every female suicide. Research has shown some medications and therapy to be effective in suicide prevention. Now, I'm not sure exactly when this was last updated, but last year, Save Educated, which is the website I'm getting these facts from, which is, I'll put that one in the box. But last year, Save Educated 10,618 youth and parents on depression and suicide prevention. Last year, Save also received 810 requests for information from 72 countries. And in 2004, it is estimated there were 811,000 suicide attempts in the U.S. alone. There are 3 female suicide attempts for each male attempt. And finally, according to the Violent Death Reporting System, in 2004, 73% of suicides also tested positive for at least one substance, being alcohol, cocaine, heroin, or marijuana. Now, those are just some of the facts. What I want to do now is I want to give you some of the warning signs. That way you know what to look for. Some of the warning signs for suicide may include talking about wanting to die or to kill oneself, looking for a way to kill oneself, such as searching online or buying a gun, talking about feeling hopeless or having no reason to live, talking about feeling trapped or in an unbearable pain, talking about being a burden to others, increasing the use of alcohol or drugs, acting anxious or agitated, behaving recklessly, sleeping too little or too much, being withdrawn or feeling isolated, showing rage or talking about seeking revenge, displaying extreme mood swings, or in other words, going from an extreme high, very happy-go-lucky, to extreme low of sad, depression, not wanting to talk, keeping to oneself. Some of the additional warning signs of suicide include preoccupation with death, suddenly happier and calmer, loss of interest in things you used to care about, visiting or calling people to say goodbye, making arrangements and setting one's affairs in order, giving things away such as their prized possessions. Somebody who is suicidal urgently needs to see a doctor or a mental health professional. So please, if you recognize any of these signs in anybody that you know, don't hesitate to make the call. I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this and to watch it. I don't mean to depress anybody or bum anybody out, but I think it's really important that we start to get educated in what to look for and just some of the facts. It's crazy how many people are attempting it and actually, well, dying from it. There's no reason for it. There really isn't. So please comment or send me a video feedback. And again, look in the box for those links so you can check out those sites for the Yellow Ribbon Project and for SAVE. Again, thanks for listening, and I promise my next video, it'll be a happy one. See you later.